Spring has arrived, and with it, truckloads of new merch. Mostly Funko, because somehow they can make us all buy the same plushies twice, and the same action figures twice, while still lowering the quality. Yay! You all know I have a bone to pick with those guys, despite my love for the cream of their crop, but today is not about Funko. For once. Today we're going to be reviewing McFarlane's newest construction sets. Holy cow, you guys, it's been years since I've touched one of these. In fact, McFarlane had sent me quite a bit in the past, but they just sort of stopped contacting me and I assumed they hated me. I assume lots of merch companies hate me, but that's besides the point. Out of the blue, they asked me again if they can send me some of their sets, and I happily obliged. So do keep in mind, though I'm not being paid, that I got all these sets for free. Yeah, good luck letting that sway me. In the past, I was a bit kind with my review, since it was the first time anyone ever sent me anything, but I have since grown into the kind of person who doesn't exactly keep her opinions to herself. I don't apologize for my candor. However, I don't exactly wake up in the morning excited to go complain about things, so let's just hope for the best. McFarlane sent me this box back in January. I'm really not talented with schedules, so this stuff isn't exactly new anymore. But I assume you knew that. To fatten up the video, I also threw in some sets I'd picked up here and there. Considering that these are all construction sets and not ready-built toys to enjoy, I've got some serious work ahead of me. Let's power build our first one. Molten Freddy in the FNaF 2 office desk. Yeah, FNaF 2? This video is going to be tasting 5 out of the 9 different FNaF games currently released. Though, don't stab me if Security Breach is out by the time you see this video. We have this set from the second game, we have 2 sets from FNaF 4, we have 3 sets from Pizzeria Simulator, including this chungus, there's a set from Ultimate Custom Night, and 3 more for Help Wanted. And there's plenty more I don't have. But you know, with the new game coming out any moment, it is nice to take a step back and relish the series so far. Molten Freddy is quite the classic FNaF character. Maybe not this incarnation, but the soft and fluffy one beside him. Look at how many frickin' plushies we got with this set! Whoever's the security guard working this location, props. Overall, Molten Freddy looks great. McFarlane really does try their best with details, especially for such tiny dudes. The withering on his face is actually Nightmare Freddy's, but it doesn't really bother me much. The props for this set are all wonderfully made despite the single floating TV, but heck, this place is haunted after all. Plus we finally have ourselves a fan. We might as well pop on over to FNaF 4, going in some kind of order, I guess. The 2 sets being Plush Trap and Nightmarian. I have reviewed a few FNaF 4 sets in the past, so it's neat how many characters McFarlane has given us. Let's start with our tall boy, Nightmarian. Our mini seems to have peeped something, or someone, off to his right, and he seems pretty excited about it. Probably his next victim. But really, this figure does look very nice. I always appreciate the fact that McFarlane doesn't just go the Lego route and repaint the body alone. Instead, he's extra tall and extra thin. Surprised a modeling agency hasn't scooped him up yet. And with the figure, we also get a sad attempt at a landscape for him. Honestly, I was never too happy with this setup. I know the main point is selling the figure, but in my opinion, McFarlane should either make them more expensive and give him the full hallway and door, or just make it cheaper and sell the figure alone. I don't think anyone's ever excited for the 4 extra blocks they get in these sets. Though with Plush Trap, at least we get cooler bricks, like his chair. Still, you can't argue it wouldn't be better to have Plush Trap's full hallway. From a child's perspective of playing with these sets, the full hallway would be frickin' fantastic. But let's enjoy what we do have, our funny bunny boy. Oh my gosh, look at the withering! The detail here just blows my mind for how incredibly small these figures are. Man, for a Lego-style Plush Trap, I'm not sure they could have done better. Next up, we have the 3 sets from Pizzeria Simulator. In my opinion, one of the best FNaF games yet. Scott, just make the endless simulator mode. Let us create Freddy monopolies, and you have me sold! Let's start off with a fan favorite, Lefty. Now this is another one of the medium sets by McFarlane, which has a much better ratio of landscape per character. Lefty here gets his very own stage, which works great as a little display, though the paper curtains can be finicky. Honestly though, this set is just too cute. As for our figure with this set, I think he looks darn adorable. But I do have a soft spot for this black bear. I think they really nailed it with this design, from his head shape all the way down to his red kneecaps, even though they're kind of salmon. Now let's look at his scraggly cousin, Molten Freddy. Holy crap, you guys, this is one of the only 2 Molten Freddy toys to exist! One of the most popular characters to come out of FNaF 6 who has barely any representation. I get told all the time from people that he's their favorite character, and sadly, they only get 2 things to choose from. Molten Freddy here comes with the salvage room desk and a chair so you can have a sketchy interview with your new Andiematronic. Don't forget that taser though, you're going to need it. At least we're hooked up with the tape recorder. Once again, McFarlane put in some work on his details. As is necessary for this complicated creature, one of his hands is completely unique, and the other, well, it was hidden in the shadows until you open it. But at least it's posable? They did, however, give up on painting his hat and just painted the entire top of his head. Okay. If it weren't for that paint, I'd give this figure a high score though. He looks really good. Oh boy, it's finally time to open up this beast of a set. The deluxe concert stage. But before we get that going, I want to share some wicked news with you guys. I have a plushie. Seriously though, this is very exciting, and I just wanted to make sure you guys know so you can snag one while you still can. This little fluff was made by Makeshift, the same guys to bring us Daco's collection of cute. Now I just want to clear something up here. I'm not interested in selling you guys anything, so my portion of the profit of these plushies is going 100% to a lovely charity called All Hands and Hearts. This charity is like no other when it comes to helping people. My new roommates, Kayla and Kiara, have both volunteered for them in the past. If you want to learn more, there's a link in the description, and a link to that plushie. Sorry about that interlude, let's dive into the set already. If you're lucky enough to not get many lawsuits and or get killed by our last guest, you may actually have a chance at affording this stage, and its exclusive characters for your franchise. Don't forget to leave wet floor signs by the exits, pay to play your Freddy, and keep track of Bonnie's guitar, and you'll have one heck of a booming business. And you know, not die. This stage looks so good. Look at all the colorful lights and textured floorboards. Now, I wouldn't say I like this set more than the first stage. I mean, that bad boy had an arcade machine. And the game area is probably a neater set as well, with its carousel and fully fleshed out dining area. So, really? This is a middle-of-the-line set for McFarlane, but it does its job. Though I did run into some annoyance putting the stage lights together. Even with pliers, it wasn't easy. And don't even get me started on Bonnie's arms! Yeah, that's why they're so scuffed up. My fingers are really sore from that. Maybe it's for the best if McFarlane has the arms already inserted into the torsos? And I don't know if this is the case for all these sets, but my Freddy is not painted like he is on the box. His kneecaps are now purple, despite red being at their disposal. And Rockstar Chica does not have the pink undies. She's just a natural old chicken, butt naked. Other than these 2 very minor issues, these figures are just about perfect. Next up, our one and only Ultimate Custom Night Set, Samurai Foxy. Wait, you made Samurai Foxy and not Freddy? And what about Schoolgirl Chica? I'm just kidding around. I could care less if those silly characters were given merch. I really didn't think any of them would, but here we are. If the doors are open to these characters, I wonder what the likelihood of Pan Stan and Mr. Hugs getting merch is. For those of you unfamiliar with these odd characters, they're really just supposed to be silly cartoon characters to help space out the madness of Ultimate Custom Night. So displaying this guy with our other FNaF characters may look a bit odd. If it weren't for this video, I probably wouldn't have bought him, but at least the craftsmanship is still going strong. They really did put in every detail. His backdrop looks like it was taken straight out of the Fire Nation, and it goes well with the figure. Only 3 sets left, you guys. Our pals from Help Wanted. Probably my favorite FNaF game thus far. Let's start with a classic, Freddy with Parts and Service. Now this set could have been released years before Help Wanted and still made sense. It's just good old Freddy and a workbench. In fact, if you already own the FNaF 1 stage, you don't even need this set. Unless of course the chair, which we now have 3 of, or the tool chest are that important to you. Though, then again, he did come with this neato sticker to give him some insides. We all know Parts and Service is one of the funnest games to play in Help Wanted, but many would agree that Vent Repair beats that. And to that I say, no. But I see where you're coming from. I only wish Vent Repair was expanded on even more than it was, because there's only so many times I want to do the same puzzles. But the ones we were given were a lot of fun, and at times quite nerve-wracking with animatronics breathing down your neck. Now this set isn't entirely exciting because I do already have a Mangle figure, But I have to say, the backdrop really pulls its own weight with this one. Look at the detail here. I absolutely adore the way the pipes crawl down along the surfaces, and all the other added spice. And I'm not sure why Mangle's eye was painted black, but I dig it. Reminds me of the blacklight levels. Man, this is such a cool figure. And last, but certainly not least, Grim Foxy. One heck of a character. When Dreadbear dropped and we were all subject to his fiery skeleton, I think most of us can agree we fell in love. Dreadbear, we love you too, but you're kind of a dope. The corn maze was where it was at. The game mechanics, the controls, the atmosphere, everything about that game was legit. I could have and have played it for hours. Still unable to get the secret ending. It's awesome to see Grim Foxy finally get his own merch, and he looks great. I absolutely love the hollowness they gave him, alongside the bright orange glowy inside pieces. That was probably the best way to have this character made. Now the set definitely does a better job of giving Grimmy his landscape than some others. Alongside the exit, we also get some photo displays scattered throughout his maze. Would have preferred plastic, but at least they're present. All in all, this is probably my favorite set we've seen today. Though you gotta love that plushy-filled desk. But yeah guys, wow, this was a lot of fun. So many pieces and lots of customizable characters to build abominations with. Makes me feel like making a diorama myself someday. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope we can get some orders of that plush going and support some people who really need it. And I hope you all have an awesome night. Bye!